let's talk about a silly movie. 1944's I Accuse My Parents. Best known for appearing on Mystery Science Theater 3000, Season 5. In this film, a young man is led to a life of crime, and he accuses his parents of neglecting him. The accusing his parents stuff is actually a bit of a subplot more than the actual main story, but hey, it's a cooler sounding title, draws people in, doesn't it? Right? It's directed by Sam Newfield, best known for doing the incredibly boring Radar Secret Service, and the even more boring Lost Continent. Rock climbing, anyone? This is currently the best quality print of the film I can find at the moment, so I do apologize for the low quality and the really low audio quality of that. So give a big thank you to Cult Cinema Classics for uploading the best quality version of I Accuse My Parents to YouTube. Now, why am I reviewing a movie after doing a video game review of sorts? Well, that's because I was currently doing another project, but I had to stop and redo all of the footage. I was doing a man vs. machine video and recorded a lot of footage for it, but I was using Steam's built-in recorder rather than simply just using the already installed OBS. Pro tip! Don't use Steam's built-in recording system, it sucks. It also crashes Vegas when you try and sub the files directly, and you have to do a video converter, which will result in a very low quality video that can't even come close to the already better quality of an OBS file. Whoops. So, enough pissing around. Let's talk about I Accuse My Parents, a stupid film that I love to make fun of. So like any good film, it begins in medias res, with our main character in court.
James Wilson, during the progress of this trial, you have refused to testify in your own defense, and by your silence have prevented your counsel from adequately defending you. You are charged with manslaughter, and in the evidence presented, in the absence of explanation, would warrant this court in finding you guilty.
And apparently our main character is incredibly rock stupid to the point where he has not defended himself against a rather severe offense. So he really does set the stage for generally how intelligent he is throughout the film. But wait! He has one thing to say in his defense.
Well, maybe I shouldn't say this, Your Honor, but I accuse my parents.
Wow! In media res and a title drop in the first 2 minutes of the film? Wow! Amazing! Thank you! Truly a masterpiece.
Oh, my boy, tell us exactly what is in your mind.
Well, Your Honor, I don't believe my mother and father should have ever had a child. I don't believe they ever wanted the responsibility. Oh, it wasn't that they were ever unkind to me. They gave me everything I ever wanted except time and attention.
Wow, that's kind of sad. So, what things did your parents do that made you turn out like this? You know, committing manslaughter.
I learned to put myself to bed when I was 4 or 5 years old.
Jimmy, when I was 5 years old, I tucked myself into bed and called myself a big boy.
And to get my own breakfast if they weren't up yet when it was time to go to school.
Yes, because every parent wants to be woken up by a child saying, "Make me breakfast, slave!" Also, do you not know how to use a toaster or pour milk into a bowl?
Did you get along well in school?
Oh, yes, sir, I liked it. I had some pretty good friends among my classmates.
Irrelevant to both the case and the testimony with the parents being responsible for the actions that led you here. Oh, by the way, that's our segue into the flashback that starts the film proper. Starting with the most important part of the movie, Jimmy receiving an award for doing an award-winning essay, because he made an award-winning essay. This is really important. All the kids are clapping for him. That must mean it's really important to the plot.
I would like to quote a closing line from James' essay, which made a particular appeal to the judges. In the ideal American home, the father is happy to care for his wife, who is happy to care for her children, and they are thankful for their happiness and security.
So the wife does not care for her husband, and the husband doesn't really care much for their children, just the mother. And the security part comes out of nowhere, so this isn't really that great of a final line. Kind of implies the family is a one-way street. I question the validity of this essay contest. But let's move on from the really important essay contest and more onto the subplot, the parents. Let's meet the parents of our main character, the one that he accuses. As you can see right here, there's bottles out! And there's cigarettes on the floor! And the place is slightly unkempt. It looks fine in this shot. I don't know what's so bad about it. Oh no, apparently the note behind, that's really bad. And what? They gave him $10? That's a lot of money in 1944. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 1944, $10 would have been worth $183. Guess that explains how he won the essay contest. He bribed somebody. So the place is a big giant mess. And Jimmy just takes the money and doesn't even want to bother cleaning up. Anyway, let's meet a completely pointless character.
Hello, Jimmy.
Oh, hello, Shirley.
Is your mother home?
No, she isn't.
Oh, never mind. I didn't want to see her especially. Besides, I can see her later.
Yes, I came to see your mother. But I don't want to see her right now. I can see her later.
You can offer me a drink if you wanna. And I think you wanna.
Sure, help yourself.
Thanks.
It should be noted this film is considered to be a juvenile delinquency exploitation film.
Well, how about you? Come on, join me. Can't do any more than kill you.
No, thanks. Not for me. I've been hitting it too hard lately.
And he's not lying about that at all. But enough about Jimmy's drinking problem. Let's meet his abusive father.
Looks like you're having yourselves a time, you two. What goes on here?
This is my first. I wouldn't know about Jim.
Mother home yet?
No.
Means another cold supper, I suppose. Or we eat out.
Man, is he so abusive towards his own son. Hope the mom's a bit better about this.
Home so early, Dan.
I was a half hour late, but I was only detained on business. You probably had more important things to do.
Well, you needn't be so cross about it. I'm sorry if I'm late. But the buses are so crowded and I couldn't get a taxi.
She has a reasonable excuse to be late? How dare she?
Fix, Mother.
I've had just about enough of this. I won't put up with it any longer.
What are you talking about?
The whole setup. No decent meals on time. The house is always in a mess while you're gadding about making a fool of yourself.
You do what you please. Why shouldn't I do what I please?
That's okay with me. But you're not going to do it while you're my wife.
As a man, it is not my responsibility to put bread in the toaster or put milk in my bowl. I'd rather soon die of starvation and uncleanliness before a man such as I has to do anything. Now hop to it, woman. Hop to it. And no, that's not actually much of a joke, just because, what he says next.
Of yourself.
You do what you please. Why shouldn't I do what I please?
That's okay with me. But you're not going to do it while you're my wife.
That suits me.
Poor Jimmy. His parents hate each other, and they're only together because of him. It must really suck having these parents.
I've got something to tell you.
Yes, son?
It's something about school. I won the essay contest, and the principal said that
I'll say that's fine. Here's $5. Go out and celebrate.
And now Jimmy is just casually packing around $300 nowadays. Getting himself an extra large pizza, all the toppings he likes, a big bottle of soda, and get like a new video game or something, and all his problems are solved for one evening. Hey, it works for me. But wait, he has a plan. He's gonna take his mom tonight to a parent-teacher conference to talk about that essay he wrote that was inspired by her. Yeah, this will go well, right? I mean, Jimmy knows that his mom is a bit of a drunk, so he's going to keep a very close eye on her and make sure that she stays away from all the bottles of booze that are located throughout the entire house. I mean, surely he's not so stupid to leave her alone, and leave her alone with the husband that is going to egg her on that hates her, right? Music is telling me that Jimmy has just made a really dumb mistake.
Oh, it wasn't anything, really. I wrote about my home, that's all. It's the way any other fella's is. The way a home ought to be.
A very happy home, obviously. I'm most anxious to meet your mother.
Oh, Mom's swell. Of course, I'm pretty lucky. I'm an only child, and she can devote more time to me than if I had a lot of brothers and sisters.
She must take a great interest in her home.
She does. That's all she thinks about. But what else is there? What's more important when you come right down to it? A woman's job is her home and family, isn't it? At least that's the way my mom figures.
Hello, everybody. Sorry if I'm late.
I'm a walking bottle of irony, baby.
She's drunk.
How shocking.
Kind of surprised this hasn't come up before. Jimmy's in high school, so was he just able to keep his parents away from the school for 16 to 17 years? I guess they have no friends here.
She's drunk.
How shocking.
Tormented by the words that we heard not less than 20 seconds ago, Jimmy does the one thing you do after your parents embarrass you in public. He goes out and gets a job! I guess some people handle embarrassing affairs a little bit more professionally, I guess.
Did you ever sell shoes before? No, sir. You think you could? Oh, yes, sir, if you give me a try. You live with your parents? Yes, sir. Well, you look like a good boy. I think I'll give you a try.
I miss the days I can walk into a store, answer 3 questions, and just get a job.
Now, the job pays $25 a week, and you get an hour off for lunch.
Jimmy realistically has no right to complain with this kind of money in his pocket. And mind you, that's weekly, not bi-weekly. But enough about how much bank Jimmy's making. It's time to meet the love interest of the film, because this film obviously needs one. And I accuse my parents there has to be a romance. And obviously it can't be between the 2 parents. This here is Kitty, and she's played by Mary Beth Hughes, best known roles appearing in the Oxbow incident, but clearly this was her most well-known film.
Oh, that's all right.
Ace, you better try again. There's something wrong. There's the handout.
Oh. 6.
Anyway, after that bit, Jimmy scores a date with Kitty at her own apartment. Wow, in a span of one day, he's not only gotten a really well-paying job, but he also got invited over to her girl's apartment. Wow, things have certainly changed. Nowadays, you gotta fill out a ton of paperwork, wait a month for them to call you, and then you may not get the job because the boss's uncle's son tossed a grape into his mouth from the air, and that means he's more qualified for the job than you. Haha. And the girls just start ghosting me after I start talking about my favorite JRPGs.
Will you have some, or would you rather have a drink?
Oh, no thanks. Not for me. I've been hitting that stuff kind of heavy lately.
Once again, not a lie.
No, it seemed kind of strange to me just living here like this with another friend.
Yeah, I know. Not having anyone to come home to.
Except for the friend that I just mentioned I'm living with.
Like a family.
That's right. Oh, when I open the door, why, Mom is sure to call out, "Is that you, Jim?" No matter what time of day or night it is. I get so I expect it. Of course, I always tell her to go to bed when I'm going to be late, but she never does. She worries about me, I guess. She can't rest until I get home.
She sounds sweet.
Oh, she is. She's wonderful. She's the best mother a guy ever had. And Dad's pretty swell, too. He takes an interest in everything I do. Why, when we talk, it's just like 2 fellas my age instead of father and son. Mom says she really has 2 beaux.
Must be wonderful to grow up in a home like that.
Now, I said it was a date before, but really it's more of a case of he's delivering shoes to her. But it turns into a full-on date that lasts, oh, let's see here, 6:20 to, 8:20 pretty much. 2 hours for a shoe delivery. All the while he keeps on selling her lie after lie after lie. That's the way to a girl's heart. Keep on lying. Oh, yeah.
I guess she was...
So anyway, after that, and an ominous warning towards the future, Jimmy returns home to find his parents throwing a party with supposedly friends they have that are not from the school, apparently. Oh no, how dare they have parties, and they mingle with other people. I get the idea here, he's trying to set up the idea that his parents are cheating on each other, but it's not really that damning. Like, here she is dancing with some other man, it's like, Whatever. And remember, this is all during the trial. We're all hearing this from Jimmy's perspective. So he could just be playing the unreliable narrator bit. Jimmy, I've noticed that you've been condemning during. Can we get to the point about you committing manslaughter? Well, you see, sir, I'm trying to establish how awful my parents are and how they led me to a life of crime. It makes sense in the end. Just give it time. Jimmy, I'm going to die in 10 years. I would appreciate if you get the lead out.
Mom, you can't go to the beach tonight.
Oh, Jimmy, I didn't know you were home.
Well, I guess you forgot. Tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh, that's right, Jim. Well, here's $20. Go out and have a party with your old friends. Take out your best girl.
But I want to have a party with you guys, my own parents. I don't have any friends or girl to be with. I want to be with you the entire time. I am quickly getting the impression this is more an issue of codependency than neglect. So, with $45 in his pocket, Jimmy has to go see his girl at the club. I see nothing wrong with a teenage kid going to a club to go drinking. 1944, you so silly.
Well, bring me 2 champagne cocktails.
2?
Yes, 2.
Very good, monsieur.
See? I told you he was drinking.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our singing star, Miss Kitty Reed.
Yes, folks, our film has now become a quasi-musical, and that's because we have the writing duo of Jay Livingston and Ray Evans writing the songs to the film. There's only 3 in the film, actually, and this is the first of them. And they, with the exception of the last one, are pretty much irrelevant and are just done to show off a musical, I guess. Just wanted to show off a bit. I will say that Mary does have a pretty good singing voice, but it's just kind of random to have in a movie like this.
You grateful you're alive? Is your day full? 9 to 5, living in the rhythm that I'm speaking of. You'll be happy in your work if you're in love.
That being said, there are some pretty garbage lyrics in their songs. But then again, this was before they wrote things like Silver Bells and won an Academy Award for Que Sera Sera from the film The Man Who Knew Too Much. Oh, and speaking of noticeable things, the story's by Arthur Caesar. He's the guy who wrote Manhattan Melodrama. The story was adapted to movie, and it was that movie that John Dillinger saw right before he was shot. Yeah, funny little thing. Oh, and by the way, this film also has gangsters in it too, and we're about to meet one right now. But wait, we need more lines from Jimmy just to sell the fact that he is a really stupid, horrible person.
But didn't your folks want to celebrate it with you?
Oh, they wanted to. In fact, I had a pretty tough time persuading them to go, but... Well, you see, my grandmother isn't well, and I thought they ought to go see her.
Oh, I see. But don't you have some other friends that you'd rather be with? I mean those that you've known longer than you have me.
Well, sure, but... Well, I'd rather be with you.
Thank you, Jimmy. I'm flattered.
Shall we dance?
Okay.
This is Blake. He's a gangster, see? Can't you tell? He's a kid with a mustache. Unlike Jimmy's father, who's a horrible person.
Selling shoes, huh?
In the 1940s and 50s, you had a mustache, you were most likely an evil person. And he's got a plan for Jimmy, and it's going to involve Kitty getting close to him. And I can't wait for this to pay off. And part 1 of that strategy is to go from one nightclub to an Old West saloon. Just like that. I mean, don't you go from a fancy nightclub to an Old West saloon at night? I don't know, I don't go on party. I probably should, but... I don't know, I think I'll run into more gangsters that way. Methinks they couldn't afford the nightclub set for too long. Oh yeah, it's time for another song. And this is the worst one of all of them.
Led us every which way, showed us the kiss way to the promised land.
It's a very slow and kind of honestly boring song. Why did they dedicate so much time to this? Oh, and the last song was only 6 minutes ago, too. And the next one's 30 minutes away.
So
So as I was saying, Jimmy, if you'd like to add to your income sometime, I might be able to throw a few odd jobs your way.
What kind of odd job?
Oh, little things you could do for me after working hours. Here's my card if you're interested. Look me up sometime.
Well, thanks, I will.
Hey, it says that you're a gangster on this card. What gives? It's an inside joke, see? Well, I believe you. But before they go, they have to pay their check like everybody else, so Jimmy decides to foot the bill, and it comes out to be $78? Yeah, sure. That's fine. I regularly go down to a nightclub, 2 of them in fact, and pay a total, around $1,500 per each session. Also, there's 3 of them at the table, and yet they kept ordering 4 entrees, 4 lobsters, 4 filet mignons. Who had the 4th one? Did they all share it or something? Also, gotta point at the fact that they each had a bottle of champagne, so Jimmy just drank an entire bottle of champagne in a single evening. Not to mention the cocktails he had in the previous nightclub, so Jimmy is currently very loaded on alcohol. And he's still in high school, as a reminder. Also, each bottle costs $12. That's the price of 4 lobsters. What's going on in this nightclub, or tavern, or whatever this place is supposed to be? And so, our hero falls into a life of crime, eventually becoming Blake's new delivery boy for his various criminal enterprises. Oh, right, the parents tonight, because my parents, how are they doing? I haven't seen them for the last, 20 or so minutes.
Going to the club to play cards later. I thought you and I might do something, but I see you have other plans.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have got a rather heavy date. Why don't you call up one of your gang?
Maybe I will.
Well, bye now.
Bye.
And with Jimmy saying goodbye to his parents for the night, we can also say goodbye to the parents, and I accuse my parents because they're gone for most of the movie. The dad having a cameo at the very end, but the mom we won't be seeing again until we come back out of the flashback in the courtroom. Let's talk about how stupid Jimmy is, and his entire premise is completely and utterly a fabrication. The crux of Jimmy's argument is that his parents did not raise him correctly. And while we do see the parents are most interested in their own affairs, they don't hate him nor ignore him. I've joked about them shoving money into his dumb face, but he is well off and provided for. They may not like each other, but they stay together for his benefit. Now, yes, money is not a parent, nor is it a teacher, but I can tell you there's probably a lot of kids out there that would rather have these parents than of their own. The father may just completely ignore them, and the mother could be an abusive drunk rather than simply the mythical happy drunk. I've also joked about how the parents are a subplot, and they kinda are, because the main plot is Jimmy falling in league with the criminals. And he's only a part of that plot because he chose to go into it. He got started because he went out and got a job, and he met a girl while on said job. I sincerely doubt the parents' neglect can be blamed for that happening. How do you explain that? This was not on the trial record, Jimmy. How much did you do for Mr. Blake? Well, I did a lot of things for him. He did pay me incredibly well. Jimmy, you're well off. You got a job. Your parents are paying for a lot of things. Are you telling me that you work for him for more money that you didn't really need? Well, you see, sir, Genshin Impact released a new character. Every damn week it's a new Genshin Impact-related crime. I swear to God. Anywho, Jimmy's now been asked to do a job for Blake. But first he's going to call his girlfriend Kitty up in Blake's office. Oh, did I forget to mention that Blake is actually seeing Kitty right now, so technically Kitty's cheating on a mobster with some stupid high school kid she met? This movie is full of a lot of really stupid people, and Blake is unfortunately the smartest person in it. But then again, he was the one who said to get close to him in the first place, and he's about to do something really dumb. He tells Kitty to break it off with him, and then proceeds to go and hide in her broom closet to make sure that she goes through with the breaking up. Which means it's time for everybody's new favorite game show, What Are You Going to Do? So here is your situation. You're the doll of the mobster, see? But you've been seeing this new guy that you're really into. But the main man doesn't want you seeing this new flame, he wants it out. And the new guy can leave on his own 2 feet, or in a coffin. So the mobster, see, is gonna hide in your closet to make sure that you break the kid's heart. So, what are you gonna do? Do you A, use nonverbal cues and signs, such as writing on a piece of paper, to clue in the new guy? Do you B, go somewhere else in the apartment, or just leave the apartment altogether to tell the new guy out of the range of the mobster's ears? Do you C, channel Hamlet, grab your Tommy gun, because we all know you have one, and then proceed to Polonius the closet door? Or do you D, just play it completely straight and tell the kid to go away?
I know, but after I talked to you, I changed my mind. An old friend of mine called, and I'm going out with him.
Hey, you say that so convincingly, I almost believe it.
You can believe it. Did you really take me seriously? Did you think for 1 minute that I loved you or that I wanted to marry you? Why, can you imagine Kitty Reed cooped up in a little 2x4 cottage with a string of kids climbing all over? Oh, no, not kids.
If you answer D, congratulations! You picked the one wrong option. Thanks for playing. You only had a 25% chance of picking the wrong answer, and I guess that's impressive in its own right that you got the one wrong answer of the entire list.
Why don't you run along and peddle your paper? You annoy.
What's that? Hold on. My mythical producers just contacted me and told me there was actually a fifth option I forgot to mention. And that leaves us with option E, open the closet door. Yes, Blake is a violent mobster who will most likely try to kill everyone in his way, but it's 2v1, and more importantly, it's in an apartment building. He can't exactly move the bodies, and any noise of a fight will probably get broadcast to police pretty quickly. Yeah, it's not the best option in the world, but here's the thing. It gets Jimmy out of Blake's hands. Option D leaves Jimmy to be manipulated by Blake over and over again. I mean, what's the worst that can happen with Jimmy, a complete naive idiot working alongside a mobster like Blake? Oh no, didn't see that one coming. How shocking. Now, in case you didn't think Jimmy was that stupid, he decides to directly confront a now-known gangster right in his face in his office with two of the goons that he knows he has guns on him now.
Just to pick up packages. They've been on a level. I could have gotten a messenger for a lot less than you've been getting.
I didn't know there was anything crooked about the job. I don't want any part of it. I'm quitting right now.
No, you're not. Nobody ever quits on Charlie Blake. He doesn't want him to.
Whatever I've done, I'm not going to stand for murder. I'll tell the police. I'll tell them about you. I'll tell them what you did to me. I'll tell...
Okay, sir. I'll be your slave for life now. And now, the one scene that was cut out of the NC3K version of the movie.
Jimmy Wilson. Not as long as Blake was in love with you. You knew eventually you'd have to brush him off.
But if he hadn't met me, then maybe none of this would have happened. I introduced him to Blake.
Okay, but you're not to blame for him getting mixed up with him.
No. Kitty is to blame. She introduced Jimmy to Blake in the first place and made no attempt to break them off. She knew what Blake was, and she made no attempt to tell Jimmy, by the way, this guy over here, he's a mobster. Don't listen to him.
Oh, I know, but I still feel responsible.
Oh, don't kid yourself. If it hadn't been you, it would have been some other gal. And it might have been one that wouldn't have helped him out of the spot he got into. If he's worth anything at all, he'll pull himself up now and get a fresh start. Oh, honey, you'll forget all about this in time. Why, 5 years from now, you'll hardly remember what he looked like.
What a great friend. Hey, forget about the guy you really liked. He was not worth your time. He was worthless. I think I can see why Kitty felt like she didn't have anyone to come home to.
I'm sorry I'm late, Mr. Holden, but I had some business.
There's two men here asking about you from police headquarters.
Police headquarters? Well, what do they want to know about me?
They didn't say. Have they got anything against you, Jimmy?
No, of course not. What could they have against me?
Well, I don't know what you did.
Did they find out that I'm supposed to be a juvenile delinquent? Yes, I'm surprised you remember the premise of our movie, seeing as how we've turned into a gangster film all of a sudden.
You better go home, get your folks, take you down to police headquarters. Get this thing straightened out. I don't like police coming here, Jimmy. It isn't good for business.
Oh, I don't blame you, Mr. Holden. I'll go right home and do that.
All right. I'm sure there must be some mistake.
I wet myself.
You gotta get me out. You said you would. Take it easy. I said I would, and I will.
What I gotta do is talk really fast so we can get out of the situation, yes. And so Jimmy waits at night with a bunch of money in his pocket, waiting for a bunch of mobsters who recently killed somebody to come and pick him up. I think you can probably guess what happens next. It's kind of really obvious.
You got the stuff?
It's all in here. Let's get back in here so nobody can see us.
And while you're at it, slit your own wrist and put yourself in this news, would you? So they only had one gun in their entire mafia, huh? No bottle, brass knuckles, a box, knives, golf clubs, baseball bat. Run them over with the car they had before. They're not very good mobsters, are they? So instead of going to the hospital, or the cops, Jimmy heads back home, hoping his parents will help him out. The ones that he is currently blaming in court for being the ones who got him this mess in the first place. Mom, Dad, come help me out of this mess that I made. If you don't do it, I'm blaming you. And one last scene with the father before the end of the movie, and we're done with the parents for the next 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes of the film, in fact. Nothing is more scarier than this guy armed. And so, with a note to his parents and having stolen their gun, he heads out into the world to go somewhere far away, presumably. It's a montage of travel, but Jimmy's not moving anywhere. Oh, but here he is hitchhiking. That means he's going places, right? Right? You believe this, right? After a all too brief montage, Jimmy stops at a cafe. A cafe somewhere. It could be another state, it could just be across town, it could be across the damn street he lives on, but who knows? Anyway, it's time for Jimmy to do something really stupid. Just in case for those of you who had the slightest hope that he isn't that stupid.
Expecting somebody?
No.
That's right, our main character is planning on robbing a cafe for not just simply the money, but also for free food. And he's telling this in front of the court as a reminder. Jimmy, that's a major offense. That could be 10 years of prison. Well, I was hungry and I didn't have any money. You have stated multiple times that you got a lot of money from a lot of different sources. How did you blow it all so quickly? Also, previously, you went out and got yourself a job before. Why didn't you do the same here in this new town or wherever this is? I don't know. Am I allowed to kill this kid by smashing his head in with my gavel? But wait, Your Honor, it's okay. The bartender guy was a real nice fella. He gave me a job, took my gun away, and took me to his church, so I'm all good now. Are we seriously shoehorning in the church? We've got like 10 minutes left of the movie. And speaking of shoehorning, we got one more song to go through. At least this one's kind of thematic to the movie.
Where can you be? Oh, how I need you. Where can you be? I miss you so.
Well, that's nice, but we got about 4 minutes before the end card pops in, so let's go ahead and wrap everything up. The cafe owner takes Jimmy back to Kitty, Kitty explains the whole thing, and Jimmy does one more stupid thing. Just in case there was a few of you who expected him to not be that stupid.
If he finds out you're here, he'll kill us both.
No, he won't, because he's going to the police station with me. You and Al can call the cops and follow.
Jimmy, wait! Jimmy!
Again, in case you think he wasn't that stupid.
I'll go with you.
Hold it.
Here lies Blake. He was the smartest man in the movie, but that's not really saying all that much. I accuse my parents.
I tried to take the gun away from him, but it went off. Oh, I know I've lied, I've cheated. I've done a lot of things that I shouldn't have done.
Oh, you have, huh? Well, let's count them, shall we? We have several counts of underage drinking. You quite helped yourself to a lot of booze, haven't you? And seeing as how you're a juvenile delinquent, we can also add in multiple curfew violations. Now, while you did not know that Blake was a criminal, you really should have seen the obvious warning signs, so we'll just add the information handling as aiding and abetting. But you did traffic illicit goods around, and while it was understood to be like, say, fencing stolen property, or perhaps, say, drugs, we'll just leave it at trafficking. Oh, and let's not forget the fact that you received money from Blake, so that can also be possible money laundering. Let's keep going, shall we? You got a lot more to go through, and we just got the small stuff right out of the way. Act as a getaway driver during a robbery, which led to a murder, and that's a felony murder, so, that's about 20 years right there. We can presume that you left state lines during the investigation of the robbery, so that's flight to avoid prosecution. Oh, and let's not forget that you stole your parents' firearm. That's a state jail felony, by the way, in Texas. And while you did not go through with it, that is still attempted aggravated robbery with a firearm. That's also about 10 years. Let's just keep adding it up, pal. And finally, while you did not intend to kill Blake, you still went there needlessly to confront him. That led to his death. So that can be considered to be second-degree manslaughter. So, yeah, quite a bit. So, Jimmy, my boy, you write a pretty good essay, right? You know the proper grammatical structure of certain things? So, can you tell me, when we put you in the noose, will you be hanged or will you be hung? Nah, they wouldn't execute him for those crimes, but he should be looking at about 30 years. Instead, the judge has this to say.
James Wilson, your story is supported by much of the evidence in this case, and I think indicates clearly that you are not guilty of the killing of Charles Blake. And on that count, I find you not guilty. And on the remaining counts of having aided and abetted in the transportation and concealment of stolen property, I find you guilty and sentence you to 5 years in state prison. That sentence is hereby suspended, and you are placed on probation for 2 years. You are to remain in the custody of your parents until you are 21, during which time I hope that you will justify the confidence I am placing in you.
I will, Your Honor.
Your Honor, you just put your faith into a complete moron who just admitted that he will, in fact, do the dumbest thing possible. And you missed out on quite a few of the things that I mentioned. This judge would bet on a dead horse, wouldn't he? This is... Yeah, man. Dude. Wait, where's the jury in this situation? This is a criminal case. Where's the jury? Why are you deciding this one, Your Honor? Yes, I have no real authority here. It's even a real trial. But I'm just so tired of listening to you talk. So, yeah, go back to the parents that you hate. There's your punishment right there. Going back with the people that neglected you in the first place. But that's cruel and unusual punishment! Hey, what do you know? You read my mind. And so our film ends with a judge giving the riot act to the parents that really appeared in this film. It's a message to the audience, actually. Don't neglect your children, or they'll go out and get a job, and then meet some mobsters on the way, and join the mafia. Okay, bit of a reach there, but I guess it's a good message for idiots. And it's over! We escaped! Yay! But wait, got one last thing to talk about here. It's not shown in the print that's featured on the Cult Cinema Classics version of the movie, but on the MST3K version they show this title card at the end. This movie was dedicated to the people in the armed forces in 1944. They sent this movie overseas to fathers fighting a war they may not come back from, and it's a movie about a kid whose parents neglect him and he goes onto a crime spree. That is just... wow. Time for some final thoughts, and by that I mean it's time for a serious sentencing of the movie. In their attempt to educate the audience about the tragedies that can occur when you neglect your children, I use my parents' neglects to have the parents play a significant role, leading the audience to put all the responsibility onto the idiotic main character. With pointless music numbers and a more focus on gangsters, this movie comes off more of a farce than anything else. And it would be rather remiss of myself if I didn't bring up the fact that Jimmy is a well-off white guy who gets away with manslaughter. So this film has aged not one single bit. Not one single bit at all. And that's it. You made it through the whole video. Congratulations if you actually sat for the whole thing. This was longer than the other one I just did, and I actually had to do a lot more because, you know, I was editing an entire movie effectively. I really did enjoy doing this, and I want to do more like this too. If, of course, you actually want to see more like this. Just let me know down in the comments. Who knows? I may do other films like this. Until then, just remember, it's illegal to wear 2 pairs of socks on one foot and then 3 pairs of socks on the other foot in most countries. Well, folks, adios, y'all.